Good morning, students. Today, as you can see on the screen, we're going to be looking at the division algorithm. So I feel confident that you all have an understanding of what division is. And so now I'm going to teach you how to work out division using a written method in your books, and you'll do some practice of that. But first, let's check that my confidence is correct and that you do have a good understanding of division. So for this lesson, you are going to need your whiteboards, a whiteboard marker, and you'll need to be positioned with your headphones on, able to see and read the iPad. Press pause and sort yourself out now. Great, let's check some things. Our intention today is for you to divide using the written algorithm. And you'll be successful if at the end of this lesson you can correctly divide using that written algorithm. Let's check your understanding. What I want you to do without looking at others' whiteboards is write on yours what is another word for division. Press pause and give everyone an opportunity to write down another word for division. Press pause now. Great, let's have a look at what you wrote. You could have written any one of these words. You could have written parts, quotient of, divided by, per, into, out of, ratio of, unit price, cut up, separated, share equally, split, half. Any one of those you could have written. Let's ask another question now. I want you to draw me a picture that shows this division. The question is, I have 12 cookies and 3 children. How many cookies does each child get? I have 12 cookies and 3 children. How many cookies does each child get? Press pause and draw me a quick picture in 30 seconds of what that division will look like. Great, let's see how you went. This is my picture here, except it's missing the cookies. They haven't seemed to have come through. So let's say I have my 12 cookies. And my 3 children are the circles. This is not a child and not needed. So there's my 12 cookies, 3 children. Each child gets 4 cookies. You should have had something that looks like that. You may have even made your cookies pretty by adding some chopped chips. Alright, this is the I do section now, so I'm going to do this. You can put your pens down and make sure you're focused and ready. A reminder that when you divide, you are sharing or grouping a whole number into smaller parts. So you can hear you start with a whole number, and as we count, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. So we have 18 whole circles there, and then you can see they've been shared out into groups of 3. How many groups of 3 do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's what division is. The division symbol, which I'm sure you've seen before, we have a line going horizontally and 1 dot above, 1 dot below. This is what the written algorithm for division looks like. So this question here is 484 divided by 4, and it's written 484 divided by 4. The new thing to you today is this here. It's like half a rectangle. It's the top and the left-hand side. I want you to note that the number you are dividing always goes into the middle of this box. Remember, that will always be the largest number. So you could say the largest number goes inside the rectangle. The number you are dividing by goes on the outside here. And then your answer goes at the top. So if I was to do this question, I would start on the left-hand side. That's with this number here. And I would ask myself, how many times does 4 go into 4? Well, 4 only goes into 4 once. Another way of saying that is, what is 4 divided by 4? In other words, what is 4 shared out amongst 4 friends? They each get 1. So I put my answer directly above the number I divided. Then I move on to the next one, and I'm going to ask, what is 8 divided by 4? I have 8 chocolates, and I share them amongst my 4 friends. How many chocolates does each friend get? They each get 2. Notice that my answer goes directly above the number I divided. Moving left to right, I then move on to this last digit. It is a 4. And so my question is, I have 4 chocolates and 4 friends. How many chocolates does each friend get? They're going to get 1. Notice once again how my answer goes directly above the number I divided. Therefore, we could say the answer to 484 divided by 4 is 121. So the rules that I follow there is that the number inside the box is the total number. It's the number we are dividing, and remember, when dividing, the largest number comes first. In this case, the largest number goes inside the rectangle. The number outside the box is what you are dividing by, is what you are sharing into, or is the number of groups. It's easy to remember it as the number you are dividing by. When dividing, remember we work from left to right. That's different to when we're doing addition and subtraction, so that'll be a change for you. We divide each digit individually, and we place the answer on the top. They're the rules that you have to follow today. Alright, we're going to do some questions now, and what I'd like you to do is just watch these ones because it is the I do. I'll do a couple of very quick ones. My first question is 366 divided by 3. So straight away I'm going to write that into my division algorithm. That means I'm going to put my box. I'm going to put the number I'm dividing by inside the box, 366. The number I'm dividing by outside the box. I'm starting on the left-hand side with the first digit 3, and I'm asking, what is 3 divided by 3? My answer to that is 1. Then I'm moving along to the middle digit 6. What is 6 divided by 3? Well, I know 6 shared amongst 3 is 2. My answer goes directly above. My next one is also 6 divided by 3, and so my answer goes directly above. It is 2. So 366 divided by 3 is 122. I started by doing 3 divided by 3 gave me the answer 1. Then I did 6 divided by 3 gave me the answer 2. Then 6 divided by 3 gave me the answer 2. Notice my answer is directly above each of the digits that I divided. Alright, let's answer some questions. Here's a question we remember from a previous lesson. I want you to write the answer on your whiteboard. When we divide, all groups must be what? When we divide, all groups must be what? Press pause and give everyone the chance to write that answer. Okay, let's see what you've got. When we divide, all must be equal. So all groups must be equal when we're dividing. What I want you to do now is press pause and draw the division symbol. Press pause and do that now. Great, let's see how you went. Pretty easy question, this one. It should look like this. Let's move on. Here's a multiple choice for you. All I want you to do is write A or B on your whiteboard. When doing division, I work from right to left or from left to right. Write down A or B. Press pause and do that now. Let's see how you went. When doing division, I work from left to right. It's different to addition and subtraction. Okay, we're going to do some questions together now. I want you to focus and copy down as we talk about it. Get your pen ready. I want you to copy down this question. We are doing 246 divided by 2. Write that down. Great. Now we're going to put it into the division algorithm. Remember, the largest number, in this case 246, goes inside the rectangle. Let's draw our half rectangle. And then let's write 246 inside that. The number we are dividing by is 2. It goes on the outside of the rectangle. Let's put that in. Remember to press pause if we go too fast at any stage. We're going to start on the left-hand side. The left-hand digit is 2, and we're going to say 2 divided by 2. There's a couple of other ways of thinking about that. I have 2 eggs, and I share them with my 2 brothers. Or, how many times does 2 go into 2? Your answer needs to go directly above on the line. Press pause and do that answer now. Terrific. 2 divided by 2 would have given you 1, and you've got that directly above. Now we move to the right, and we have 4 divided by 2. Our answer goes directly above. Press pause and put your answer in. 4 divided by 2 is 2. That's the answer you should have got. Moving along now to the right hand side, our digit is 6. I want you to press pause and answer that one by yourself. 6 divided by 2, you should have got the answer 3, and it goes up top. So we know 246 divided by 2 is 123. All right. Well, perhaps what we should do is work through another question to give you the chance to work through this again. Great. So let's work on this question now. We're going to work on 396 divided by 3. All I want you to do to start with is press pause and then write that down correctly without answering. Just write it down as a written algorithm. Press pause and do that now. Great. What you would have done is drawn your half rectangle, put the number you're dividing in the middle and the number you're dividing by on the outside. Remember, we start from left and go towards the right. The answers go directly above the digits. I want you to press pause and answer that question now. Great. Well, you would have done 3 divided by 3 gave you 1, 9 divided by 3 gave you 3, and 6 divided by 3 gave you 2. So your answer to 396 divided by 3 was 132. If you got that correct, we can move on. If you didn't, go back and watch the examples from this morning. Our next question here is, where does the answer go when dividing? I want you to draw this question here and then put an arrow pointing to where the answer goes when you're doing the written algorithm. Press pause and do that now. Let's see if you're correct. Where does the answer go when doing division? It goes there on the top, making sure each digit is directly above the one you are dividing. I want you to watch me do this, and I want you to decide if I do it right or wrong. So, I have 488 divided by 4. Firstly, I'm going to draw my half rectangle, and I'm going to do 488 divided by 4. I start on the right hand side, and I have 8 divided by 4. 8 divided by 4 is 2. Then I move across to the middle digit, and I do 8 divided by 4, my answer is 2. And then I move across to the left hand digit, and I do 4 divided by 4, which is 1. I want you to press pause and discuss whether I did it right or wrong. If I did it right, great. If I did it wrong, I want you to talk to each other about what I did wrong, and then correct what I did. Press pause and do that now. How was your discussion? I hope you worked out that I started from the right and went to the left when I should have started from the left and went to the right. You might have worked out that the answer doesn't change either way, but the next step for learning division is when we have remainders, and that's going to be a big difference. And that's where you have to make sure you are working from the left to the right. So it's always good to start doing it correctly right from the beginning of your learning. Well, this is our review, coming to the end of the lesson. Remember, the number inside the box is the total number. It's the number you're dividing. The number outside is what you're dividing by. Work from left to right. Divide each digit individually and place the answer on top of that digit. And this is what we are doing when we are dividing. We're sharing or grouping a whole number into smaller parts, and remember, they must be equal. You're going to do some questions now. I've left a worksheet for you. You're going to do that in your maths book. You'll need the short date, you'll need the title, division algorithm. I want you to make sure you have one digit in each box and you use a ruler to do your rectangles. Use the worksheet now, stop the video and complete the questions ready to practice. If you need extra assistance or you get stuck, go back through this video and have a look at some of the examples. Thanks for listening, boys and girls, and good learning.